Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Boys, it is Gator Hater Week. I know we have been trying to get over the Austin Peay hangover. We've been asking ourselves why, what happened, what went wrong, but it is time to move on and talk about a huge SEC game coming up on Saturday. Tennessee goes into the Swamp and they take care of business. Everybody's going to forget about that Austin Peay game, but this is a big one. Paul Finebaum called this a must-win game for the Florida Gators. How much pressure is on Billy Napier as he heads into his second year at Florida? 6-7 a year ago, ended the year with 3 straight losses to Vanderbilt, FSU, and Oregon State. Opens up the 2023 season with a loss to Utah. Do they really want to start? Do they really want to lose 5 of their last 6 games? You know, we can almost understand what Florida fans are going through. Go back to Jeremy Pruitt, Butch Jones, Derek Dooley. How many times when they were at Tennessee did we make excuses? Well, we need more time. We need time to recruit. We need time to do that. You know, a guy like Josh Heupel comes in, and he starts overachieving from the jump, from the get-go. Goes out and wins 7 games in year 1. Goes out and wins 11 games in year 2. Gets this program trending in the right direction. I think Florida and their fan base is seeing a lot of excuses of needing more time. How important is this game to them? We know how important it is to us, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second. We're going to take a look at Paul Finebaum's comments. But as always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up just below the video. It is quick, free, and easy, and it helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't pretend to be media. We're fans. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. We're talking with you, not at you. If you enjoy the content, the live streams, the community, whatever it is you like about this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I'll be live tonight. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, we play a little NCAA football on the Xbox. We goof off, we have fun, but we talk Tennessee football all night long. So I encourage you to come check that out. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the importance of this game for Tennessee. You know, you go back to the fall. Heck, you go back to the summer, even coming out of spring camp. We always talk about predictions and expectations. And I know some people aren't into that. It doesn't matter. Just settle it on the field. Well, look, we're fans. We eat, breathe, sleep Tennessee football every single day of the year. We're always talking about it. And when we looked at those predictions and expectations, for me, the game against Florida is crucial. It is the turning point, the launching point. I think Tennessee has a legitimate shot to come out of September at 5-0, and you set yourself up to go win 9, 10, 11 games. You know, some of you guys in the comments in the chat have talked about Tennessee going 10-2 this year, 11-1. Some of you are saying undefeated national championship. It all starts with the Florida Gators on Saturday night, 7 p.m. in the Swamp. And I get it. We're still getting over that hangover, but that game is in the past. The players meeting this week. This team is focused, dialed in. How do they respond in the Swamp? We are going to see. But when we talk about the Florida Gators, you and I and everybody that's a part of this channel, the diehard psychotic fans, I say it all the time, and I truly believe it. I feel like this channel is the heartbeat of the Tennessee fan base. You guys eat, breathe, and sleep Tennessee football, and we all know you got to go back to 2003, the last time that Tennessee beat Florida in the Swamp. Casey Clausen was the quarterback 20 years ago. What does that streak mean to these players as they go into the game against Florida on Saturday? Let's take a listen to Jacob Warren from his press conference on yesterday.
Jacob, I know as a Tennessee kid yourself, you're aware of the fact that Tennessee hasn't won in the Swamp in quite some time, but do you feel like your teammates and that aren't from Tennessee and the coaching staff that is new to Tennessee, does that even matter to them? Do you feel like that's something that will be overblown this week?
I think it's something that, in the nicest way possible, everyone outside of the building cares about and as talks about and thinks is a big deal. I don't think to most of the guys on the team, like you mentioned, the younger guys, like whether they really know about it or not, I'm not sure, but just one of those things, again, that doesn't really matter, right? When we're on the field, who cares how long it's been, right? Whether it's here or there or whatever. I'm just going out there and just trying to compete, be the best on this day. Obviously, it'd be great to win there for sure after this many years, but something that we're not necessarily worried about.
You know, the streak means more to us because we've been there. We lived through it. We suffered through it, like the streak to Alabama. We went through 15 years of misery as a fan base, whereas these kids didn't necessarily go through that. Maybe some of the in-state kids did, some of the kids that grew up pulling for Tennessee, but they didn't experience that. They're focused on the here and now. It's like sometimes when we talk about the glory days and the Al Wilsons and the Leonard Littles and some of the great players that came up through Tennessee. These kids today, the high school kids, the class of 24, the class of 25, they have no idea who Al Wilson is. And I know some of you guys are going to correct me and say, oh, yes, they do, Boogie. They know exactly. No, they don't. They have no idea. They have no idea. They'll maybe know a Peyton Manning, but it's Alvin Kamara. It's the guys that are here and now. And even Peyton, you're talking about a guy that's retired. That's why it's crucial for Josh Heupel to put these guys into the league, develop them, so that we can turn the corner and we can start seeing guys that played at Tennessee in the NFL on Sundays. Hendo Cinco, Jalen Hyatt, those guys having a successful career will mean a lot to this football team and this football program moving forward. But let's take a look at what Paul Finebaum had to say. Again, called this a must-win game for the Gators in Week 3 for Billy Napier. Says Florida is 1-1 in this season after an opening loss to Utah and a 49-7 win over McNeese State. Napier led the team to a 6-7 record and a postseason loss, a far cry from national championship aspirations. It's a slow build for Napier, but fans might get impatient if this game against Tennessee goes south again. How familiar does all this sound? Just flashbacks to Butch Jones and Derek Dooley. Just all the years of hiring and firing coaches. I think we have finally found our guy in Josh Heupel. Here's the quote from Paul Finebaum. He says, "Here I go after telling myself I wouldn't go into overdrive, but I'm going to because this is a must-win game for Billy Napier." Now you can interpret that any way you want because he's got a $30 million price tag, talking about the buyout. Says Scott Strickland, a very, very outstanding athletic director, has been behind him, and I think he can save him and get him to the next season. But in terms of noise, nobody can stop the noise for Billy Napier if this game goes poorly. Their fan base is already irate. Says, I'm not promoting a moral victory in Florida. And by the way, Steve Spurrier has reminded me every time I've ever seen him that he was 4-0 against Peyton Manning. We're talking the 90s here, okay? And we're not talking about yesterday. So this game matters greatly. And if for some reason Tennessee goes in there and just lays one on them, the noise next Sunday morning for Billy Napier in terms of believing he can get the job will be loud. So Paul Finebaum calls this a must-win for the Gators. Well, how does this thing match up? I tell you what, I like this matchup for Tennessee. Florida has not looked very good. Again, you're talking about a team that has lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're not trending in the right direction. And when you talk about the SEC, when you talk about college football at the elite level, it starts on the line of scrimmage. And I like the way that Tennessee matches up in this game. Look, Joe Milton did not look very good against Austin Peay. We've said that, but neither did the wide receivers. So you can point the finger wherever you want to point it. Joe looked bad. The receivers looked bad. We made the video yesterday about the players meeting. Joe standing up in front of everybody, putting the blame on himself, saying, this is on me. I will play better. We will play better. Let's go get to work. The intensity on the practice field is going to be at another level this week. I think Tennessee is going to come into this football game against Florida. I think they're going to be focused and they're going to be ready to go. But again, it's on the line of scrimmage, and that's where I like the matchup. Florida against Utah in week 1 had 0 sacks and 4 tackles for loss. Now, McNeese State, and we can talk about competition, right? Utah, pretty good football team, ranked in the top 15, I believe, against McNeese State last week. 2 sacks and 6 tackles for loss for the Gators. That's not a very good start. Through 2 games, they have 2 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. Let's talk about Tennessee's defensive line. Through 2 games, Tennessee has 11 sacks and 26 tackles for loss. I think for Tennessee to have success on the defensive side of the ball, they've got to stop the run. They've got to stop Trevor Etienne. Florida's rushing attack against Utah was pretty weak. I made points about that. They were playing from behind, so I get it. But if you can force Florida to be one-dimensional. They have 340 yards rushing as a team through 2 weeks, averaging 4.7 yards per carry. But you look at what Rodney Garner's defensive line has done since he returned to Tennessee. They have been very good against the run. Now, if you can do that, if you can be very good and efficient against the run and you can force Mertz to have to throw the football, I think Tennessee sets themselves up nicely to win. On the flip side of that, we're talking about Joe Milton and the wide receivers. The passing game just being off, out of sync is what people are throwing around out there. If Tennessee can come out, establish the run the football down Florida's throat, that used to be the stat, right, that we saw all the time back in the Fulmer and Spurrier years. Whoever runs for the most yards is going to win this football game. I think that's still somewhat true in this rivalry going into Saturday. I think that is going to be the strength for Tennessee. Come out, establish the run, give Joe some quick, easy throws early. Let him get comfortable, then take your shots down the field. I think Florida's going to stack the box. I think they're going to stack the box. So give him some easy throws, then start seeing if you can get the vertical passing game going I just like the matchup. Austin Peay's in the past. Let's get ready for Florida. What do you guys think? Jump into the comment section. Is this a must-win game for Billy Napier? What do you think about Billy Napier as the head coach of Florida? Do you want him to stick around forever because you like the matchup between Josh Heupel and Billy Napier? Just jump into the comment section, talk about it. As always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. That's quick, free, and easy. Go check out the merch at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We appreciate all the support. Got a couple of brand new shirts in there as well as the old favorites. But, you know, it's been a special shout out to the members of the channel. You guys are what gives me the opportunity to do this full time. I could not do this without you guys. If you want to be a part of that, hit the join button down below. You can join for as little as $1 a month, or if you want to give a little more, you can. You get access to the fan call-in shows. The more you give, the quicker you jump on the show. You also get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, a power T beside your name in the chat. I try to highlight your comments in the live streams, all kinds of fun perks and benefits, but also you are supporting this channel, whether you like the videos, the live streams, the community, whatever it is you like about this channel. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.